Today, we're here to break down tonight's fight of Ryan Garcia against Devon the Dream Haney. And I got my amateur boxer, Nico, to help me demonstrate. We're going to talk about what I see the flaws of each fighter and how they can exploit them and take advantage of the other's flaws. And what I see in Ryan Garcia that he does is that, you know, he keeps his right hand on the right side of his face a lot, okay? And he stands a little bit more straight up than Devon Haney does, and you know, Haney has a nice little hip hinge, and Devon Haney will keep his right hand right in the middle like the old school boxers right here, where Ryan keeps his right hand on the right side of his face. So Ryan's going to be open for a lot of jabs up the middle, and Devon has a great jab. So that's something there that he could definitely, he's going to be able to, I think he's going to be able to land his jab on Ryan and be able to dictate the fight by really executing his jab down the middle. Ryan's got an opening there, and he will exploit that, okay? The other thing that Ryan does is Ryan has his chin sometimes very high, and he pulls away from punches straight back. And Devon, you know, what he needs to do to really exploit that is like what Luke Campbell did. You know, he was a southpaw, but he went and jabbed. He jabbed as a southpaw to Ryan's body, and Ryan pulls away even from body shots, and he caught him with an overhand left in that fight. So, you know, for Devon, what Devon can do a lot of times is feint, and a lot of feints, and good. See, that's what he does right there is what Ryan Garcia a lot of times does when a guy tries to go to his body with the jab or feints to the body. So he can use the feint to the body and a left hook over the top, like the great Roy Jones, you know, jab you up, jab you down, jab you up, feint you down low, and come over the top. And what he does is, like I said, Ryan will pull back like that. So a good jab to the body or a good feint and come back with the hook for Devon is a really good thing that he can do as well to exploit Ryan pulling his chin up in the air like that. You know, the other thing, of course, he does it, and he can just come over the top with his right hand. Okay, so that's something. Those are the things right there that, you know, Devon should exploit right there, is the flaw of Ryan Garcia lifting his chin. A lot of times when the guys go low and they change levels on him, he doesn't go down low to block the shots, and doesn't, like I always talk about, turtle down to block shots. He goes and puts his hands and tries to pull away. Okay, so being that he tries to pull away, those shots are going to be open, the right hand and the left hook. Now, I'm going to be Ryan and he's going to be Devon, and one of the things that I see with Devon is that he always keeps that left hand in that position. I mean, sometimes he'll change it up, but a lot of times he'll keep that in there. In my opinion, sometimes he doesn't give a guy a different look enough, and he keeps it there a lot of times, and he lets the shoulder be a target, and he's always bringing the jab back down there. Okay, so a lot of times when a guy throws a jab and he throws the jab and he keeps on bringing it back down there, okay, you can time that. You can start to see the pattern. It goes once, it goes twice, it goes three times. So like if he throws a jab at me once and he drops it there twice, and I could just follow it back. Okay, so he does it again. He goes once, goes twice, and I say, wow, he keeps bringing it down there. So the third time, I'm coming with the right hand. I'm following that jab back. When he goes there and he brings it back, I'm following it back. Okay, and the other thing that I see that Devon does, and he got caught in the Jorge Linares fight from doing it, is that, you know, you see Floyd Mayweather and you see James Toney and these guys that use the shoulder roll, and they really tip themselves and really make sure their right shoulder is way lower than their left, and they lift. Okay, they tip and they squeeze that shoulder into their chin. A lot of times Devon has a little gap in there. See, he doesn't do what Nico's doing right there. He doesn't squeeze it in there tight. See, he doesn't squeeze it in. He doesn't do that. A lot of times he'll roll with the shoulder and he has a little gap there. Okay, so there's a pathway there for the right hand. Okay, so another thing, because he's got that shoulder there, okay, what Oscar De La Hoya was very successful in the Floyd Mayweather fight was jabbing to the shoulder, and like I said, you can get that. You're using that shoulder, and you can open it up to hit him with the right hand. You keep opening him up. And also you pin that hand. You're pinning that arm so he can't throw the jab. You got to jab him to the crease of the elbow. You can jab the shoulder to open up the right hand. And then another thing that Devon does is when he slips a jab, a lot of times he slips a jab and he kind of tips that way, okay? And then when a guy throws a right hand, what he does a lot of times is he smothers in on the right hand, which is a very nice move, but what happens is he always leaves a gap there. So even when we watch in the Linares fight, that when he slipped a jab and he'd come in and smother on Linares, he keeps that gap, and Linares started hitting him with little short shots over the top and coming through the gap, you know, it's causing him a lot of problems. So being that he does that and leaves that little gap, okay, maybe you don't throw the jab. Maybe you start feigning the jab and he makes that little move and you throw the right hand and try to get into that gap because he doesn't tighten his shoulder. A lot of times, like I said, he'll do that move like that. Instead of being here, he goes here. He doesn't go here tight. He won't go here real tight. He'll go this way. He goes this way. So when he goes this way, there's the right hand right down the middle, okay? And then the other thing a lot of times what he'll do is like I said, and he's in that position right there. Ryan loves to throw the left hook as his punch, right? So a lot of times what he could try to do is maybe feint that. Sometimes if you throw the right hand and he rolls a right hand, he's coming back with a right hand, right? So that's it. So he throws the right hand, he's coming back with a right hand. But if he the right hand and throws the hook, okay, he can land it around the guard. Devon holds his hand in this position real well. Okay, and he's closer, which makes him closer to his target with his right hand, but what's exposed sometimes is the left hook, but because he stands such at an angle, it's a further distance to travel. So he's able to always catch it back here. So like if you throw a right hand and then he's got the hand there, then the guy throws a hook, he's able to catch it. He's able to catch it there. See? So in other words, I throw a full right hand and then I throw a hook, he's able to catch it. But if he got his hand in the middle there and you feint it, then you could come around and catch him on that side and throw the hook. It's got a further distance to travel, so it's hard. So that's one thing that he can do. And he also can feint the right. He could feint the right hand and take a side step here and try to throw it up the middle. Especially if Devon. A lot of times, what happened, and this happened in the Julio Diaz fight when he fought Juan Valenzuela a long time ago. What Valenzuela did is he feinted the right hand, and then when he went this angle like this, he turned him, and that's right, he turned like that. He turned like that to block the hook, but he was still able to throw the hook right up the middle like that. So that's a move that, you know, Ryan could use it. If he understands that, that's something that he could do to try to land that hook on his favorite punch on Devon Haney. So those are the things right there that I see that each fighter can exploit. And, you know, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. And I will give my prediction on the show, and you guys can watch that prediction.